Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. So for today I am going to discuss about Amal Ahl-Madinah. You have to know that the source of Islamic law are divided into two. Some are agreed upon and some are not agreed upon. Among the law that are not agreed upon, namely Amal Ahl-Madinah. Scholars who use Amal Ahl-Madinah as a source of Islamic law, namely the mazhab of Imam Malik, they make it a source determination law because according to them, the action of Amal Ahl-Madinah are a reflection of the behavior of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are three differences of opinion about the definition of Amal Ahl-Madinah. First, according to the aim, is the work done by the Ahl-Madinah from the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, both in terms of argument and opinion. Secondly, according to its origin, namely taking the Sunnah from the Prophet, taking argument and opinion from the companion and tabi'in after the Prophet did. And third, according to the form and letter, namely according to the number of arguments taken from friends who live in Medina, while according to some Malikiyah scholars, the argument taken from friends after the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then, Amal Ahl-Madinah in terms of language is taken from three words, namely Amal Ahl-Madinah. Amal means deed or practice, and the Ahlul means relative and family, while the Madinah means a city in the Southeast Arabia. It's located in the northern Hijaz of Mecca. From the general understanding and difference in opinion of scholars, we can conclude that the deeds of the Madinah experts, namely the words of action agreed upon by society of Madinah in the early beginning.
The one who utilized Amal Ahl-Madinah as source of law is Imam Malik. He is the only one who gave a special assessment to Amal Ahl-Madinah among four others imam. He relied on the factor that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and sahabat live in Madinah, and it is impossible for Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and sahabat do a contrary thing from Quran and Sunnah. Imam Malik put Amal Ahl-Madinah first before Qiyas, Qaul Sahabi and Hadis Ahad. Imam Malik decide that Amal Ahl-Madinah to be a legal source for him to rely in his fatwa. Imam Malik accepted Amal Ahl-Madinah as a legal source because due to Madinah as an excellent place and a prophethood that does not exist elsewhere. When there is no other authority or text that can be used for him to rely in his fatwa, he will use Amal Ahl-Madinah as a source of law for him to believe in. Imam Malik was not the first one who used Amal Ahl-Madinah as source of law, but it is his teacher Rabi'. Rabi' once said that 1,000 from 1,000 is better than 1 from 1. Imam Malik compiled in his book Al-Muwatta for a purpose of preserving Amal Ahl-Madinah.
This verse of Quran, Allah mentions that He is pleased with these people. Number one, the first people who accepted Islam, that emigrated from Mecca and settled in Madinah for the reason of Islam. Number two, the inhabitants who accepted Islam and assisted Prophet Muhammad and the other immigrants. Number three, those who stick fast to them in faith and follow their traits. These people are those who are well pleased with Allah, and Allah has made ready for them the gardens in delight, full of joy and an eternal feeling of pleasure, which is paradise. Forever stay in them, and that, my friend, is the greatest achievement. This hadith of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best of his followers are those living in his generations, and then those who follow their injunctions and traits, and then those who stick with them, and then comes after them the people whose statement comes before their vow, and their vows come before them. From this hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Medina is the city that he had been ordered from Allah Almighty to move to during Hijrah. He also said that Medina is a city that is pure from evil and the belief in more than one God, a city that could remove immoral deeds like furnace furnace, removing iron filth.
The first example of the rulings deduced by the scholars using Ahl-Madinah is during performing congregational prayer, the makmum are not compulsory to recite the Al-Fatihah. According to Mazhab Maliki, the makmum are not compulsory to recite the Al-Fatihah during Siriyah prayer or Jahriyah prayer, but it is a sunnah for the makmum to recite the Al-Fatihah during Siriyah prayer. This is because during Jahriyah prayer, the imam already read the Al-Fatihah with a loud voice. So the makmum are considered as completing the Al-Fatihah. But it is different compared to other scholars. Mazhab Hanafi stated that the makmum are makruh to recite the Al-Fatihah along with the imam. But the prayer still accepted. That from Mazhab Hanafi. Next, according to Mazhab Shafi'i, the recitation of Al-Fatihah are compulsory to all people. So this means that the makmum are compulsory to recite the Al-Fatihah. Next, according to Mazhab Hanbali, the recitation of Al-Fatihah are not compulsory for the makmum, but it is sunnah for the makmum to recite the Al-Fatihah during Siriyah prayer. The requirement of fasting 6 days in the month of Shawwal has been taught through the hadith from riwayah Muslim. Whoever fasts in the month of Ramadan, then followed by 6 days in the month of Shawwal, it is equivalent to fasting throughout the year. From the hadith above, we can conclude that fasting 6 days in the month of Shawwal was highly recommended sunnah for all the Muslims to apply in our daily life. But Imam Malik argued that he never see any jurists or scholars do the 6 days fast in the month of Shawwal. Hence, Imam Malik expressed that it is makruh because it may be considered as compulsory and part of Ramadan by ignorant people. Imam Malik also stated that the hadith that rank as hadith ahad cannot be accepted except it support by the Amal Ahl-Madinah, which is the closest group to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The third example of rulings deduced by using Amal Ahl-Madinah is the zakat on agricultural products are not compulsory. According to Imam Malik, the zakat on the agricultural product such as vegetable and fruits except the one that are stated and explained by the Prophet SAW are not compulsory. If the vegetables and fruits are sold, then the money from the sales are compulsory for zakat when the money are with the owner for 1 year duration, because this is the practice of Madinah people. In this case, the statement rejected the general of Prophet's hadith from the riwayah Bukhari below. According to Imam Malik, the hadith only used on the types of fruits that described by the Prophet, such as dates, grapes and wheat, as a staple food to make people full, because it was the practice of the Madinah people.
In general, the secondary source, which is Amal Al-Madinah, is a principle or customary that is practiced by the people in Madinah, which is based on Prophet Muhammad himself and then followed by his companions and so on. This source is one of the good sources due to the rulings deduced by the scholars. But with the differences in cultures and races, it cannot be used widely and fully by the entire Muslims. As for example, Imam Malik approved it, while other scholars like Imam Shafi'i and Al-Layth did not approve it. In our opinions, even though there are basis sources that say Madinah is the prophethood city, but still it cannot be used as the main sources in the Muslim's life, but it can be referred to and eligible only specifically and those who are to the people in Madinah